Hello everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Godzilla fan, JurassicZilla here, back at it again with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how Hedora, haha yeah, the trash monster, or also known as the smog monster, could possibly work in the Monsterverse. I'm JurassicZilla and let's get right into the video, shall we? Just your friendly neighborhood Godzilla fan. Hedora is literal trash. Well, it's good. Well, it's bad, but no, but like it's an evil... Okay, let's start over. Hedora is made out of trash and pollution. Hedora is an evil monster, but it's good in the way that I like it. Hedora is one of those unique monsters where you don't really see a monster like this in any other movie. A monster that comes from space, feeds on pollution and trash, and uses the pollution to kill off people. Yes, very unique indeed. So why do people like this monster if it's literally made out of trash? Well, it's what Hedora symbolizes that I really like. It symbolizes pollution itself. Hedora is made from pollution. It feeds on pollution and uses it to harm other people. And one of Hedora's main powers is that she sprays out this sort of chemical, and if you breathe it in, you die. But not only do you die, your whole entire body disintegrates into bones. Yeah, if Godzilla fought Hedora in the Monsterverse, that movie might have to be rated R if you want to see some very cool human body decaying scenes. But all jokes aside, Hedora is actually a pretty scary monster. She literally sprays out this chemical that just instantly kills you and there's nothing you can do about it. Almost similar to Godzilla's radiation, where if you get radiation poisoning from Godzilla, you're dead, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. Same with Hedora. You're dead. Breathe it in, gone. Eliminated. And to make it even creepier, Hedora comes from space. She's not just mutated trash, she's actually an alien that comes down from a different galaxy and eats the trash. You might think that's good, she's eating trash, she's cleaning it, but she just sprays it all back out. So now, I think we all can agree that Hedora isn't just some trash monster. She is pretty scary. And yes, I'm saying she because apparently Hedora is actually a she. And another thing to mention is that Hedora has many forms. This form you see here is the final form we saw in the movie, but it's definitely not Hedora's final form. In a way, it's like Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Singular Point or Destroya. They're just gonna keep evolving to be stronger and stronger, and you gotta defeat them as quickly as possible. So now that we know Hedora's origins, and we all can come to agree that Hedora is quite possibly one of the scariest monsters that Godzilla's ever fought, now, let's talk about how Hedora can work in the Monsterverse. And that's where things get a little bit tricky. Because currently in the Monsterverse, we have this whole story of this ancient war happening in the past of the Godzilla and the Kong species. And now Godzilla and Kong, thousands of years later, have to work together and set aside their differences to defeat other giant monsters. So, how could something like a pollution storyline work as of right now? It almost sounds like a side story in a way, where they would make a TV show about Godzilla vs. Hedora, not an actual movie. And the thing is, if the Monsterverse actually made a Godzilla vs. Hedora movie, I would love for it to happen in the past instead of after Godzilla x Kong, because then things wouldn't be as advanced. It'd be basic, like 2014, when it was just the military fighting Godzilla and they didn't have these crazy vehicles like the Heaves. But the thing is, this wouldn't really work in the Monsterverse timeline, because in 2014, that's when the whole entire world first got exposed to Godzilla. Obviously, people like Monarch knew about Godzilla way before 2014, but the whole entire rest of the world didn't know about him. And if you have a Godzilla vs. Hedora movie, you're gonna want it to have it be fought in a city and all that stuff. But also in Godzilla King of the Monsters, The people said they haven't even seen Godzilla since 2014. So that means that from 2014 to 2019, the world hasn't seen Godzilla. So you can't have a Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie take place between those two times. So the only other option really is it to take place after Godzilla X Kong, which is what I didn't really want, but it's gonna have to be that way. But I would like Hedorah to still be an alien. I would like Hedorah to still feed on pollution. But the one big thing that you can change about Hedorah is its design. Hedorah is made out of lots of goo and sludge and all that stuff. It's not going to look perfect. It's not probably going to have legs and arms. Hedorah is one of those monsters where in the Monsterverse, you can change it and people probably won't be too mad. As long as it has the same type of coloring, this gray and then reddish and maybe a little bit of green in there and the big eyes, you can make it whatever shape you want. And obviously you could have the same exact lesson of pollution and how we need to keep the planet safe. The only thing with that is that some people watching the movie probably wouldn't really care. They're gonna watch the movie and be like, oh, Godzilla's fighting a giant trash monster. Wow. I don't really care about that. I want to see Godzilla fight a giant crab with giant demon wings and a unicorn horn. Yeah, let's see that. They don't want to see no poop monster. Obviously, Godzilla fans are going to be like, yes, Hedorah's in the Monsterverse. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. But other people are going to be like, trash monster. It's poop. It's made out of poop. I don't want to see that. And that's one of the sad realities of Hedorah. Just some people might not find it very interesting. I would. Some other people probably won't. And also, I have no clue how a fight would be between Godzilla and Hedorah in the Monsterverse. Obviously, in the old movies, they're all in suits. They're just hitting each other. Huh, huh, huh. And then Godzilla flies. But in the Monsterverse, obviously, it's going to be more than just them hitting each other. And it's going to be probably a very awkward fight. So overall, I think Godzilla fans would love to see Hedorah in the Monsterverse, but realistically, it just wouldn't really work in the Monsterverse's story and the timeline. But that might not be the end of Hedorah, because as we know, Toho is making a new Godzilla movie called Godzilla -1, which is supposed to come out in December. Let's just say this movie does very well in the box office, to the point where they make a second movie after that. I feel like Hedorah would be a perfect monster to be featured in a Godzilla -1 Part 2. The whole story of pollution, and that would take place in the 90s, it'd be perfect. So yeah, Hedorah, sadly, I don't really think you could work in the Monsterverse very well, but hey, if Toho is willing to put you in another Godzilla movie, I mean, you'd be perfect. Just imagine a rated R Godzilla movie featuring Godzilla fighting Hedorah. Hedorah's just disintegrating people, and then Godzilla's got a fighter. Perfect! But that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, have a great Godzilla day!